my lovely YouTubers, welcome back to another Fearless Friday with me, your girl Morgan Tracy J. And in today's video, I'm going to be talking to you all about some live, answering some of your Q&As, but also doing a get ready with me. So if you're here for this video, boo, all you have to do is subscribe. Also check me out over on the gram, and let's get into this video. Today's video is in collaboration with Dossier, and Dossier is a online perfume company, guys, and I want to tell you it has quality scents, and truly I have been using Dossier since February of this year, and I have found my staple scent, and it is Floriento Vanilla. And guys, I want to tell you something about a woman is you want to have your staple scent. You want to have that scent that is just your go-to, that luxury scent. And that's something I love about Dossier is they have luxury scents, guys, for literally so cheap. I mean, like $29, okay? And so that's, your girl's really big about, you know, saving some money. And so that's why I love their scents. But also, they have free returns forever. And so if you get a scent and you get it in the box and you really don't like the smell of it and it's not your vibe, then you know what you do? You put it back in the box, you send it back, and you get another scent, boo, okay? So I really do love their scents. I love the smell and I love the quality, guys. It is amazing. So if you're interested, all you have to do is use my code Morgan Tracy for 10% off, and the link is in the description box below. Thanks, Dossier. All right, guys, right now I'm actually getting ready to go to a church event. Honestly, I'm just kind of at home today, and one of a major minister is coming, aka TD Jakes. Okay, he's coming to my church today to minister, and so I'm so excited because I've never heard him preach in person. And so as a Christian woman, sometimes you have to find things that are fun to you and you have to actually go to, right? Like, I can't just sit in the house like I have never nothing to go to. When opportunities like this come up, I'm gonna go, I'm gonna take my notes, I'm gonna get dressed up, and I'm gonna enjoy the message of God, and I'm gonna enjoy myself. This is my night out, so to speak. So I'm gonna take myself and I'm gonna have fun because this is something that I've wanted to go to his church a few times actually. The Potter's House in Dallas, but I just never went. And so look, he's coming to my church, and so that's really awesome. And I know a lot of people have a lot to say about TD Jakes, but if you really know his story, and many ministers start with nothing, and he actually started with nothing and it grew, and people can judge for that, and people have even judged me not realizing I've started with nothing either. And so it's just like the more eyes that get on you, sometimes the more criticism happens, you know? So anyways, I'm going to do my hair first. I usually don't do this, but I don't really have the luxury of time today. So I'm going to do my hair first, and then I'm going to go ahead and jump into answering a lot of you guys' questions. Okay, so the very first question someone asked me is they asked me, Morgan, how do you stay motivated? I think this right here is such a confusing statement and thought, because in reality I don't stay motivated. In reality I do get down. In reality sometimes I'm not very excited and motivated about everything in my life. But what happens is I decide to take the time for myself to get back motivated. If that is in prayer, if that is rewriting the vision. So I will say my conviction is to God and to my vision. So right now I'm just going to water my hair because it's so dry, and I'm going to start adding some products to try to bring these curls back to life, okay? But yes, so that, it's a conviction, girl. Like, if I don't know. I said it in one of my videos recently, like, this I must do. I think that's my motivation. I know there are some things like this I must do. There are things I just have to get done. And I will say how it's my motivation is because even though it gets hard some days, it's my calling, like it's my gift. And so I did this for free for years. So I will continue to do it for free. I continue to do it for free regardless of someone paying me or not. It lives in me. And so I think that is what motivates me, is that I did it when there was no one. I did it for free. I did it when it was all my money that I was putting into it, and I didn't even have no money, okay? I did it then, and so of course I could continue to keep doing it now because it's just, I've done it for so long. I love it, and this is just what I do. This is what I do. Okay, I think that's pretty wet. To just my curls and my hair. Now to someone else, they might really sit down and fully detangle their entire hair, but when I'm more in a rush, I do not do a full detangle of it. I do like a finger detangle, and I feel like that's pretty good enough with product if you just kind of detangle with your fingers. Now if this was an actual wash day or real, like I had the time, the luxury of time, I would actually, you know, brush through the whole hair, every strand gracefully. But that is not today, y'all. That is not today. So yes, boo, long-winded answer. How I stay motivated is because I would do the thing I do today. I would do it for free because I've done it for free. I would do it come rain, shine, with a job, without a job. I'll do it, you know, with working a 9 to 5, without the 9 to 5, with money, without money. I'll do it continuously because I love it. And so, and that is the ministry aspect. That is speaking and empowering you ladies. So that's how I stay motivated. Hey, someone asked me, does my walk with God and or doing my ministry ever get lonely? And guys, yes, it does. It has been a lonely journey. Even when I lived with family, it wasn't that lonely anymore. But even before that, like, I was lonely the last few years of college. Although I was ministering and I had friends, I still kind of had this loneliness because there was so much stuff I was not a part of anymore. And so I did encounter loneliness a lot. Now I live on my own. I have a little dog. I have like my own little schedule. So loneliness doesn't hit me that bad, except once in a while at nighttime. Like at nighttime, sometimes I can get really lonely. And then I have to like be like, okay, it's all right. Like this is just a season and things like that. But I definitely encounter loneliness in this season of my life for sure. But I will say that God has allowed the lonely seasons to kind of strengthen me. Like he has used, like God has been really good to use all these things in my life that I feel like are not good and stuff. He has allowed to use that to really make me stronger. So in all honesty, yes, I do encounter loneliness. I definitely do get lonely a lot at times. But I will say, when I am really just like, it's usually, I don't know where no ponytail is, but it's usually tied to like boredom or not really working towards anything or just feeling like, you know, I need someone around for a certain thing. So it's usually situational loneliness. Like if I'm going to go out to eat sometimes, I'm like, man, I wish I had a guy to go out to eat with right now. You know, stuff like that. But also, that's why going to things like this is very helpful. I've went to bachata lessons before. It's kind of like salsa. I've go to museums. I go to movie event night things, premieres. Like I just take myself to different stuff because I used to say, like when I first moved here, like I don't have any friends. I have nothing to do. And then I just started to realize like, you actually have friends. I do actually have friends. But also, many times it was me just not wanting to make a move and do something, you know? I don't know about that, y'all, but like I could get real isolated and just be like in my own little, you know, hut over here. And so 2021, I was like, you know, I'm going to go out more. I'm going to like go to skate nights and stuff like that. And that's honestly what I started to do. And so when I see an opportunity like tonight, my church is hosting a conference. TD Jakes is coming and he's speaking. To me, that's a great opportunity to go out and do something, you know, and that right there is a great chance to meet up with friends, just all that. And so for me personally, I realize that if I'm lonely, it's usually not because God is truly making me lonely. It's me, Bubba. It's usually that I am choosing to be lonely. I mean, I know we don't want to address that and say that, but many times it's me choosing to be lonely on those certain things. Now, I'm not going to tell you, don't say, I'm not going to be lonely anymore and then just like be around the wrong people all the time. No, I'm not saying that. But in some instances, I've definitely have chosen to be lonely because I wouldn't like hit up a family member. I wouldn't just make plans. I would just say, I'm lonely, and then just that's it, you know. So it definitely does get lonely, but now recently, probably in the last 6 months, I've really challenged myself to get out and actually make make moves, you know? Even if I have to do it alone, just make the moves, sis. Make the moves. People keep asking me if I am Kojic. I don't even know what Kojic is, and I'm too lazy to, what's the word? I'm too lazy to Google it, but I'm pretty sure that's a religion, a certain denomination, excuse me. I don't even know what that is, but no, I'm not. I'm just a woman that loves God. But I will say, if you have to keep asking people, are you this, are you that? That is weird. Shouldn't you just be like, don't you just love Jesus and you love Jesus's people and you honor them? Like, I don't even know what Kojic is, but even if I was Kojic, like, what does it matter? Why? What does that matter? Anyways, so I already picked out my outfit and everything. Now it's just me getting fully ready, getting my hair, my makeup together. And this honestly doesn't take me long, honestly. The longest part of this was probably setting up these lights and stuff. So I'm gonna take this off my face and just kind of rub this into my skin under here. And honestly, guys, don't judge, but my skin has been acting up. Okay, I'm gonna prime my face. It's a Glow Moisturizer Primer. And I actually really like this stuff. It's thick and it's a really good primer for my skin. And so I think it's great to get started. A good foundation, good with just a light kind of good primer glow. So one thing I like to do before I even start anything else, I just like to get my concealer stick and cover up a lot of the dark spots. But the whole reason I decided to truly sit down and make a get ready with me is because there is a lot of stigma around people in ministry and things like that. Even the thought of me telling you guys I'm going to watch T.D. Jakes speak at my church, that even made me nervous because it made me feel like people think I'm going to be like that, like this mega preacher that has all this money and all this stuff, right? And I really just want to come to you guys today and talk to you about that because ministry is not easy. It's not, but it is so rewarding and it's so beautiful because you don't do it for yourself. You do it for the people. If I truly did this for myself, y'all, I probably wouldn't be doing this all fully in this spectrum. It probably would be a lot more videos on fashion and things like that. But I also understand that those messages that I speak with like morning coffee or whatever, those inspire so many daughters of God out there. And when I see that, I know my calling is not just for myself. It is for me to sacrifice certain parts of my life to help somebody else, okay? And I get that, I understand that. And so even me talking about, oh, I'm going to TD Jakes tonight, like to see TD Jakes speak live in person, I'm so excited. Like that even made me nervous because I felt like people were gonna judge me for listening to TD Jakes, just like some of us judge people for listening to Joel Osteen, right? I felt kind of like nervous about that. But I will say one thing about that I do love about TD Jakes is I love his story. I love that he started with nothing. I love that he started from the bottom in his ministry. I love that he was so poor. He worked jobs and he tried to build his ministry and he was just trusting God all the way through. I love that's part of his story because that reflects a lot about mine, you know. And I will say if some of you guys just hop on my channel today or y'all just subscribed within the last month, you can assume a lot about me. You can assume I'm just this Christian influencer and my life is perfect and I'm perfect and I've got all the cute outfits and whatever. You can assume all of that, but there is some whole other parts to me, like literally. There were seasons when I was doing YouTube depressed. There were seasons when I had no followers, but I would keep getting on YouTube, trusting God that what he told me would come to pass, okay? So I just want to tell you, don't judge me or any other minister by what you see today. There's so much that went on. Like people today can kind of judge me for me and my ministry flourishing now. But it was like, I wish you would have judged me 4 or 5 years ago when I had nothing. Why wasn't you judging me then? Why wasn't you judging me then? Like literally 4 or 5 years ago when I was literally living with my parents, couldn't even pay my phone bill. Why? Like that's when you should have been judging me. That's when you should have been on me and like, because you would have seen that all this has come only because of those seasons of prayer, fasting, and putting in the work and faith. So yes, that's kind of just, I don't know. It gets so under my skin sometimes, and I can feel people judging me. People DM me privately a lot and judge me on my outfits. They judge me on, you know, my ministry flourishing and stuff like that. Like, they judge me on so many different things, and it's like, but boo, can you go back to 4 years ago? Can you go back to 3 years ago? Girl, can you go back to 2 years ago, please? And you tell me I'm all these things, but who had, like, you don't understand, like, the money I did have back then, I put it in my ministry. The camera I'm still recording on right now was a $900, my very first paycheck from my 9 to 5. I told my parents, 'cause I lived with them, my whole first paycheck is going to be gone, because I only got paid once a month because I worked for a school system. And the very first paycheck I got after working an entire month, I went out and bought this camera. I already had a YouTube channel. My channel probably was at about 10,000 or 5,000, something like that. And I went out and bought this camera. You know, that whole rest of that month, I worked for a whole month to spend money instantly. I mean, I could have waited a few months or something, but there was just so many sacrifices I made. No one, even with my ministry's domain, even with packaging, sending out books to you guys, all of that, even printing the books, I had to pay for that up front from my job. Like, nobody was giving me anything. My parents were the only ones. And so I want to just tell you, like, when you see a minister, you see someone doing really good, please just don't assume, like, they're money laundering and doing all this other stuff. Like, that's not the case. It's just really God has blessed them. They went through years of sacrifice and years of hardships to get to where they were. And I don't truly know everything about Mr. T.D. Jakes, but those parts of his story inspires me, because it's like I've lived that out, and it rings true to my story. You know, I remember I needed a tripod, and my mom and my dad went and bought me a tripod. And that right there was just, I remember one year, my brother asked me, what did I want for Christmas? And I wanted to be humble and be like, whatever you want to get me. But I truly knew that I needed lights, because my old camera was really, really bad. It was a real bad point and shoot. And it was like 4 years old at the time, 3 years old. And it was just, the quality was so dark sometimes, even when I was in a very lit room. And so I asked my brother if he could buy me lights. The lights, some of the lights I still use today, literally. He bought me these lights, and in my old little office. And that was something, I didn't even have $60 to buy myself lights, y'all. Like, there were a lot of seasons in my ministry where it got really, really hard. But I'm very thankful that I had the support system that I had, even if people didn't fully understand it. Like, my brother gave me a lot of backlash for it, I'm not gonna lie. But it was such a blessing to be in those seasons, because I know where I come from, and I'm grateful for that. I'm grateful for the struggle. I'm grateful for the nights I laid in bed questioning and praying to God, like, God, you put this fire in me, what we doing? I'm grateful for those nights. Oh, hey, you went up here, mama? Okay. So this is a lip pencil that is by Maybelline. It is in the color Keep It Fun 90. And I love this color. I just outline my lips. It's like a matte crayon type of deal. I really like it. And it kind of almost matches my lip color. And that's kind of the vibe. I don't really like to wear stuff that is too loud, you know. So it's already kind of matches my lip color. And it gives you that little... And I just kind of outline it and then just rub it in. Literally, I just outline where the lip is. I don't over outline it. I just outline it. You know, I don't really need to over outline it. Okay, and then I just kind of rub it in. And that really does help. But sometimes this is a little pink. So then I go over with this matte Girl lip gloss. I've had it for a while. Really like this. And I go over my lips with this. Just like a little. And so one thing about when you have full coverage lip gloss or long lasting wear lip gloss, you don't need a lot. You just put a little bit on there. It goes a long ways. So that's my lip. Okay, so now I need to really fill in this foundation into my skin. And I really just use concealer. And I'm gonna just wet my beauty blender a little bit and then just go into my skin. And I'm gonna answer some more questions as I do this. Someone said, how can I work for myself full time? First thing is you gotta have a vision, a plan. It depends on what you want to do, kind of what your gifting is in. People can tell you, go build an Amazon store, build an Etsy store, build this. But if you're not passionate about it, you will look up and you will have built something that can't last because you're not truly passionate about. So I always would first encourage you to spend that time with the Lord, build your walk with God, work whatever job you currently have, but in the meantime, start working on your gifting. God will develop your gifting in any environment, okay? Like God will still produce greatness out of the craziest environments. So don't think that you've got to get out of the environment to be great. No, no, no. God will use that environment. So that is the first thing I would tell you to do, is know what your gifting is. Then ask the Lord to show you ways that you can use your gifting like today. Like if God says you're going to be a speaker, if God says you're going to be a teacher, if God says whatever, look at ways of how you can use your gifting, if not online, but in witty, innovative ways. That is something about me and my ministry. I really like to be innovative. I am very innovative, and I think on ways on how I can be more innovative. Okay, I'm putting a little more concealer because I just, a little insecure. Okay, y'all, Monty's starting about my leg, and he ain't having this. He's not having fun right now. He wants his mama. Okay, we're almost done, Mont. So I'm just going back over in some of these spots. Just kind of patting it out. But thankfully I already know my outfit and everything, so that's going to be really easy to put on and get going. Okay, Ma, hold on. Okay, so next thing I like to do is I like to add a little bit of powder. No. Why is it so hard to open? Okay, so the eyes are pretty much done. And now I'm just gonna pat this on my neck and my skin. I have not fully finished my mascara or my eyeliner, but I usually do that last. I don't know why, y'all. Mascara on my eyes real quick, and I don't have any false lashes on right now or anything, so I'm just gonna do some mascara. This is perfectly fine. So yeah, if you are someone wanting to go full-time, I always first start with, what is your purpose? What is your vision for your life? Like, there are people who run youth shelters and that's their vision for their life. So it really just depends on what's your vision for your life. If you don't have a vision for your life, get it from God. But whatever that vision is, start asking God, what are ways that I can make a living through this? Because at the beginning, though, honestly, I didn't know I could make a living through my ministry. It just wasn't flourishing. I was always going to have to work a job, and I was okay with having a degree and working a job. All right, guys, so my little camera just died on me, and so I'm going to finish up here. I just finished my eyeliner. I also finished my hair. I did my mascara. Only thing I have to do left is probably just pat a little bit of just some powder a little bit on my face, and I have to just get dressed. So sorry about that. I just kind of got cut off, but the real reason I wanted to do this Q&A is because I want to challenge my ladies that if you are single, don't think you should not be living. If you get an opportunity, boo, go out and live. Don't limit yourself to only doing the normal routine. If you get an opportunity to go to museums, like this year I have challenged myself to go to skate nights, go to museums, go to event premieres, documentaries, go to Black Wall Street events. Like, I have really just challenged myself to do more, because for the longest I kept telling God, I can't wait to live when I get the husband. I can't wait to live when I get this. When this happens, then I'll live. When God is like, boo, live right now. I have so much more for you. I want you to live. I want you to flourish. And so that is the whole reason I did this, because I want to show you me getting ready for an actual church event. You can get ready for a church event, boo. You can be cute for a church event. Don't think you can't. Don't think you can't. You look at this as a night out either. If you have a husband and y'all don't really do anything, go to church together and look at that as a night out. Get food afterwards. Spend quality time with some friends. I think that as a Christian, for the longest, I always put church in a box. Like, okay, that's only this particular time. And then this is this particular particular time. But church has become my life too. So it can be fun to me. I've been telling my sister and my mom all week, like, oh my gosh, TD Jakes coming. I'm so excited. I'm so ready. Like, I'm ready to go to this event. I'm taking my notes. I'm going to buy some merch, everything. Like, I'm just ready. Period, point blank, sis. So anyways, that is, I guess, the get ready with me, but I'm actually going to go put on some clothes and I'll come back and kind of show you the final look with jewelry, everything. And we will get into going, and I'm going to finally watch TD Jakes in person here in Tulsa. I'm so excited. As a woman in ministry, as a woman who loves Jesus, he was one of the first people that I got drawn to. Dr. Miles Monroe was definitely the first, but he was one of those, as in their powerful messages about coming out and healing. And so many of my powerful messages have come first through the healing and revelation of his and other people's. And so their messages is what helped me get to my healing and to my revelation to go further in God. And so anyways, I'm sweating over here. My dog is getting mad at me. He's like, girl, come on. And I'm going to go put on some clothes and I'll be right back, boo. Okay, you guys, I have a nude long dress on from Shein. I also am wearing a cream blazer from Because of Alice with nude pumps and my Teddy Blake bag. I decided to pick this outfit for tonight because it's just kind of classy, it's neutral tone, and it looks kind of elevated, but it's also it's a moment, okay? Yes, here's the blazer, here's the bag. I'm gonna be throwing a pen in here, and then I'm also gonna be throwing a notebook in here, my wallet, things like that I need, obviously. But I'm so excited that I got to do this with you guys. If you enjoyed this get ready with me, I want you to comment down below your biggest part that really inspired you. And also, I want you to share this with one of your girlfriends. I love doing get ready with me's and just kind of chatting with you along the journey and inspiring you. So I'm gonna go watch TD Jakes live in person. Okay, I'm excited, and I will see you in my next video. Shout out to Dossier for collaborating with me in this video. I'm gonna take my purity. Don't say that on camera.